Welcome to another webisode of my story, where I'm telling my life story one webisode at a time for about a 30-minute webisode. So, oh my goodness. So, I'm almost caught up, guys. It's crazy how much has changed. I don't know if I've reflected that in my story, because, did y'all notice that earlier on, like, as a child, I really got into Christianity. And then there was this exploratory time where I learned of different religions. And then I went back to Christianity. And then there was like this rejection of Christianity. And then there was this like whole hog take on of Christianity. Well, while we were living at that place and towards the end of us living there, I began to reject Christianity again. It's really crazy because somebody called me a witch, and I was like, "What?" And they're like, "You're a witch. I can tell." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And that was whenever I was really into, the Christianity stuff. And I remember, because I would read my Bible. I was trying to be the best Christian that I could be. And, I remember whenever I went and I had that demon cast out of me by this one lady, I remember her being like, "It's not going to be any good. They're just going to come back." And, I know all the Bible teachings. I think that the gift of knowledge is one of my gifts. I have the gift of knowledge. But I've always been able to read the Bible very easily. It doesn't matter. I mean, the King James translation, it was always really easy for me. So I do understand that, that's one of the things that Jesus taught is, we cast demons out and then it's just a clean house and the demons come back and just take right back over. It's just how it seems to work. And so it felt to me like there's not going to be any hope for me. And then when this person said that I was a witch, it was like, what? And so I started to look into witchcraft. But I never was into like Wicca or anything. I tried to look into, because there is a difference between Wicca and witchcraft, which I respect Wicca. I know a lot of beautiful Wiccans. And I was looking into witchcraft, hedge witchery, and green witch, stuff like that. And I was into the Fae realm, really, really, really into the Fae realm, and I don't know how to describe this part of my life. It's almost embarrassing, but it's part of my story and it's who I was at this time. I began to identify as, and I was talking to people online. There's an online community of everything out there. You can connect to like-minded people in everything out there, which I think is so freaking cool. I love online. I don't know why people are like, it's so awful, and then yet they're using it 24/7 all the time. I mean, come on, guys. We love it. But anyway, oh my gosh. And plus it's what we make it. We've got to make it a better place, We do love it. We're always there, so let's make it a better place, this online place, And that's part of what I'm doing here with the Mystic Hillbilly too. One of the, not primary goals, but secondary goals of the Mystic Hillbilly is to make the online world a better place, have another better place in it. But anyway, I was talking to, in a specific type of transgender community, which, I mean, this community pretty much got shot down, which I understand. Um, and I live in a very conservative place, but I, at this time, felt that I was trans fairy. And I would try to dress like and live like a fairy. And it was an interesting time. It was an interesting phase that I went through. It wasn't, I don't think it lasted that long, but it was a phase that I went through, and I do want to describe that because it was a part of my journey. I think that everything is a part of my journey, especially the spirituality part. That's one of the most important parts for me, is the spirituality part. And it becomes even more important. It becomes more and more important. So, yeah. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I know that the last webisode it was kind of a harsh subject to be speaking on, and I don't feel like I fully got out what I was trying to say. I think that I've spoke on it on other webisodes too. It's really strange because back then it was like, they say for a girl to connect, she needs emotional connection first, and then the physical connection will happen. But for a guy, he needs the physical connection, and then the emotional connection will happen. And I did recognize that my husband and we reached this place in our marriage where it was like, it was a head on, because he's like, well, I need physical connection in order to give emotional connection. And I was like, well, I need emotional connection in order to give physical connection. And it was like, well, this isn't going to work, kind of thing, but we got to find a way to make it work. So I was continually giving in to the physical connection. And it was like years of giving the physical connection and not getting the emotional connection, and then having to give the physical connection again, and then not getting the emotional connection, and then needing to give the physical connection again. So it's like he would say, I need the physical connection in order to give the emotional connection, but giving the physical connection would leave me feeling even more emotionally wrong, and he would never give that to me, and then I would have to give him the physical, like, so it felt like he was lying to me, and a lot of resentment and tension built up over the years over that. And I truly do, I want to reflect that at this time in my life, this was the time that I was believing him that he has to have physical connection in order to have emotional connection, and I was giving him the physical connection. Like, this is after I had cheated on him, guys, because I had already done that. That was already done, and I had already earned trust back, and I've gone above and beyond to earn trust back. I was continuing to do things to earn his trust back whenever he was saying, you've earned my trust. It's good. It's good. I trust you. You've earned my trust. And I still continue to earn his trust, because I'm like, who's the unfaithful one in our relationship? I don't have any proof that he's ever cheated on me. He might have, and I suspect it sometimes. I think maybe that's because I've cheated on him that one time, and I hate it. And I also feel like God's told me, you're forgiven. I know my husband. He's told me 1,000 times over that I'm forgiven. It's okay. But, it's crazy. So I definitely don't ever want to do that again. And I don't know. It's crazy, and it's complicated, and I don't know. Dave did get approved for his disability, and that was a really good day. We got all this back pay, and it was really, really great. And I wanted to take the kids to Disney World, and Dave was like, okay, let's do it. And it's freaking awesome that he's like that. And so I had made a plan for us to go to Disney World. And at this time, the kids were 7, 8, and 10. So I thought, they're young enough to enjoy it, and they're old enough to remember. this is the time to go. And, it's like a dream come true. Like, I grew up in a family that you just don't do that kind of stuff ever. So it was like a dream come true. And I had set up the itinerary. I made sure that everybody had something to, everybody had their favorites to be seen. And yeah, it was really cool. It really was. We stayed at a freaking awesome resort, wonderfully awesome resort, and everything was going good all the way until the last day, the very last day that we were supposed to be there. And that was the day that we were going to do my oldest daughter's stuff. We had already done everyone else's by this point, and we were going to do my oldest daughter and one of mine. And we went to different parks on different days, and on the very last day, my middle daughter ended up getting sick. She had an asthma attack, and we just decided to go hang out at the hotel, and it would be cool, it'd be chill, and it was. But at the hotel, because this is why I'm telling this story. It's so crazy how it ended up. But I had pre-planned everything. Like, this is how I am. I'll pre-plan everything, take care of everything, itinerary and everything. My degree is in administrative assisting. Like I say, I am top notch. I am a straight A student. I give straight A work. You're going to see a 96 to a 100% out of me. And the reason I say 96 to 100 is because I leave room for failure, whatever. But anyway, so this last day we were decided just to hang out at the hotel, and that was really cool. We didn't get to meet some of the characters that some of us wanted to meet. And oh my goodness, so since we were at the hotel and I had already pre-planned everything, so all of the meals had been bought already, so we had skipped our breakfast meal, and we were going to be skipping our dinner meal, which were going to be at these fancy restaurants in the park. And so there was like a lot of money already paid for with that, and it was a point system thing. Anyway, I knew that we had enough points, but since we were skipping it, I thought we could just order the pizza to the hotel using our points. And like, I tried to order, quite a bit of pizzas, because for my family, we have one that won't eat this, one that won't eat that, and da 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 da. And I like to try to make sure everybody gets what they need. And I was thinking we could get breadsticks, we can get all the doodads and deedads, because we didn't go to the brunch. We were supposed to go to the Alice in Wonderland brunch, and we didn't do that. And then we were supposed to do this Ariel Grotto dinner thing, and we didn't do that. So I figured we had plenty of points, right? And the lady on the phone was like, "You do not have enough points for that. You can get one large pizza, and that is it." And I'm like, "Okay, calm down." So I was like, we'll take a large pizza then. Can it be half cheese, half pepperoni? And then the next day, it's time for checkout, and we're getting ready to check out, and the lady, like, she pauses, and she's like, did you not eat at one of the restaurants or something like that? And I was like, yeah, we weren't able to make it because the kid got sick. She had an asthma attack. We weren't gonna be able to. And she was like, well, basically during checkout, there's usually extra points left over, and we let you guys pick something out of the coolers behind us. There's like cookies and chips and different stuff in the cooler behind. And she said, you guys have so many points that y'all can get everything from the cooler. And she's like, I need to go talk to someone. So she went and got a manager guy, and then the manager came and talked to us and was like, if I give y'all a trash bag and y'all just go to the kitchen and fill it up with whatever you want, will you call it even? Because if y'all take everything out of the front like that, like all the chips and all the cookies, then we won't have anything for all the other guests. I was like, oh my gosh. And they were like, do you know why this happened? And I was like, yeah. I was happy to tell them. Of course, I made sure that they knew that it was the person at that pizza place, whoever, that if we would have been able to get the pizzas, that this probably wouldn't have happened. You know, all the extra doodads. We should have been able to get all the extra doodads and doodads. We should have. But anyway, so yeah, we took a couple trash bags into the kitchen and we took a lot of food home from Disney World. It was pretty cool. I thought it was cool. You know, my kids, they didn't remember it and they didn't appreciate it. You know, it's strange. The kids that don't go to Disney World are the ones that grow up and would love to be there. And the kids that got to go, it's like, so what? I was with mom and dad. You know, like, so I guess Disney World is a place for inner children and not as much for children. I don't know. That's me and my husband decided that, you know, the girls, they just don't like to do vacations like that with us, I guess. So I don't know. It is what it is. And so, yeah, things really started to look better at this point. And my dad came and was like, hey guys, so this is crazy. His ex-wife was getting married to one of his friends who lived up on a hill. And this person was going to go live with her in her place. So he was selling his place. So he's selling it, and he sold it at a really low price, at a really good deal to my dad. And so my dad was moving out of his place, and he was saying, why don't y'all move into that place, which was an old, run-down, rinky-dink trailer in the swamplands of where I live, and literally it would flood all the time. Like if it rained too much, we're flooding. And but we could stay there completely rent free, and we can totally save up our money for a nice home, and we can actually be in the home buyer's market. We can actually be in the market to buy a home, which was our goal when he got out of the military. It was our goal to be in the home buyer's market years ago, and now, you know, it's like 5 years had passed, and we it's like I said whenever I was in the mental hospital, I feel like I should have already built my foundation, and instead I'm starting from square one yet again. Not the first time, but the second time. I should have already had way more. But that's how it is sometimes. And that's okay. That can be okay. It can be okay. Like they taught me in the mental hospital, I do need extra care. I do need to take extra love and care to protect myself and protect my mental well-being so that I can be the best for everyone and help the world be a better place too, right? Because we help the world be a better place just by being our best self. When you are your best self in this world, then that is another human walking around as their best self, and that is the best. And everyone will try to pull you down because they want you on their level. And it's so crazy. I know, it is. And you will fall down. I did. I fell down over and over and over and over and over and over. But, you know, I look at those fall downs now more as success bumps. Does that make sense? They're more like success bumps than they are fall downs. They were lessons that helped me get to where I am now. Important lessons. I hope that I'm conveying to you the lessons that they were. But, okay. So rewind just a little bit. The whole entire time, I'm trying to fill up the whole time, and yeah, we're going to try to move on to the next place that we lived at. We're going to get there in the next one, hopefully. But I want to wrap up living at the deer camp place. So the whole entire time that I was living at the deer camp place, this was a time of breakdowns and breakthroughs. And whenever we lived there, that's whenever we started our animal husbandry. I say we, more my husband really started raising animals, and we brought those to the other place. So yes, we had, and the ducks love the flooded yard. Ducks love flooded yards. But, we had the birds. My husband loves the ducks. I love the chickens. He would always he still keeps a couple chickens around because I love the chickens because they're so sweet. And the rooster taking care of his hens is so beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, but we had a lot of breakdowns that led to breakthroughs. And with my daughters, it started out, the beginning of us living there started out with, I'm a parental alienator and I'm going to learn how not to be a parental alienator, and y'all have to go see your father. And every time that they did, they would have horrific tales or horrific things would happen. And they would always call me and want to come home, and I would get so angry at them because at the beginning, because I thought that I was a parental alienator. And I was so frustrated, and I thought that maybe, because I was like, obviously I'm doing something to make them tell me that he's touching them. Well, just the oldest one. The middle one didn't, And I always made that clear, which thank God I did. Whenever we first moved there, I made it clear that it's the oldest one, not the middle one, not the younger one. And whenever we first lived there, I would yell at her a lot. As time went on, both of them were exhibiting symptoms of being molested. I also had them both in therapy, and I loved their therapist. Their therapist, oh my gosh, and she loved me too, I think she did. She would give tips and tricks for parenting, and I would follow them, and they would work, and it was just so wonderful, and we would all be getting along so well. And through the therapy, she was teaching me that these things that are happening, the kids being smelly and stuff, it's a trauma response to what had happened. And she was a mandatory reporter, so she ended up reporting. But it takes a while for everything to go through. So that's going to be a while. We'll get there. And it needed to be her. Because if it was me, I'm a parental alienator. Y'all need to know that. I can't say he hurts them. I can't. It's not even a possibility. I'm a liar. If I say he hurts them, he don't hurt them. Okay? If the therapist says he hurts them, well, something might need to be done. So that's important too. But towards the end, whenever we moved to this new place, I'm no longer letting him see them. It's becoming more and more evident, more and more obvious that they wouldn't have symptoms of it happening if I was convincing them to say it. I'm sorry, guys. I just don't think that. Maybe I would make them have it doesn't make sense. It made my life 10 times harder. It made my life so much harder. It made it so much harder on them. It made it so much harder for us to parent, and especially because we didn't even know. So that's the wrap up where we're at there. And so, yeah. I started off letting him have his visitation rights. I ended it not. Trauma happened, a lot of trauma. We lost our beloved neighbor. Everybody loved him. That was tough. I earned my Scarlet A at that place. Ugh. And yeah, I became a fairy. I was a fairy for a while. Yeah. I found Jesus and then I walked away from him, I guess. It's confusing. And yeah, then we're going to be moving into a new place, and it's not the best place, but it's hopeful, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, and I found out that I'm crazy. I found out that I'm extra crazy. I've got mental illness, and it's one of the worst, but not the worst. I think narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, would be the worst. But I'm BPD, so I'm better. BPDs are better than NPDs, right? Right? So much better. So much better. Right. Anyway, all right, guys, I think that I've wrapped up that part, and I'm so excited to be moving on. There's still so much more crazy to happen, and I thank you guys so much for watching today. Thank you for being a viewer. Thank you for being here. As always, God bless you with love. That's all. Wait a minute. No, that's not all she got. She got a little bit to say just here at the end, so hold on, folks. I just want to say really, really quick, I've got an exciting opportunity to share with you. As a student and a content creator, I pour my heart and my soul into each and every video, and I absolutely love bringing you all along on my crazy adventures. But creating quality content requires a lot of time, effort, and resources. But that's where you can come in. If you enjoy my videos and want to share your support, I've set up a few ways for you to contribute and become an even more integral part of the Mystic Hillbilly community. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me to continue doing what I love most. First of all, I have a few donation options available to you. If you'd like to make a one-time contribution, you can find the links to my Cashapp, Venmo, and PayPal in the video descriptions. And every single donation, no matter how big or small, truly makes a difference and allows me to create even more exciting content for you all. But wait, there's more. I'm thrilled to introduce to you my Patreon membership, where for only $5.55 a month, you can gain access to exclusive behind-the-scenes content and outtakes from all my videos. As a Patreon supporter, you'll get to see all the edits and behind-the-scenes bloopers that didn't make it in the final cut. It's like having a VIP pass to the Mystic Hillbilly editing room. This is really something special for all my haters out there. As a member, you'll gain access to hours of footage of me making mistakes, doing everything wrong, and just having an all-around hilarious time. So, haters, if you ever want to see me in my most human, this is your golden opportunity. So, whether you choose to become a member or make a donation, know that your support is deeply appreciated. I genuinely thank each and every one of you for being a part of this amazing journey with me. Your positive energy and contributions mean everything to me. Before I go, I just want to take a moment to say that I pray that every blessing sent my way is multiplied and returned to the sender tenfold. May success find their way into your lives as you've brought them into mine. Thank you all so much for your support, and until next time, stay adventurous, stay curious, and always remember to keep the mystic in you alive. And now, that's all she got.